Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Monica Sabrina. I'm so happy you're here. I have a collective book haul today. I embarrassingly have purchased a lot of books within the past couple months. Here is my haul. And there's more. I will start off strong by just letting you know about these that I've purchased because these are actually the most recent, like literally over the weekend. And this is the second volume to The Summer Hikaru Died. And I said that very Valley Girl. Hikaru died. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Ask me if I've read the first one. I haven't. But honestly, the covers to this like series, so good. It's so colorful. It's really nice. The other two are volumes 5 and 6 to Blue Flag. I read the first two to the series and I really liked it, so I ended up buying 3 and 4, and then I think like a couple of weeks ago I ended up buying 5 and 6 so I can have at least more of it to read. So I bought these. I haven't even unwrapped these. These are still wrapped in their little packaging. The next one that I purchased are for the series A Sign of Affection, which I am personally super obsessed with. So I've already had one, which I loved. And I've also seen the anime and it's super cute. It's a really good romance. So it's A Sign of Affection, and I bought 2, 3, and 4 because I only had one. And so I bought these, and look how adorable the color palette to this series is. Like, are you kidding me? Like, first of all, look at it at its side. It's so adorable. And then look at it as like a whole. I think this is the most recent one that I purchased, but it is the Barnes & Noble edition of Legendborn, which I have heard so many good things about. It's a YA fantasy, I believe, and I'm going to be so honest with you. Don't know nothing about her. I met her at Barnes & Noble and I said, "You're coming home with me, respectfully." And she said, "Okay." And I thought that this was really cool, that like sprayed edges are really cool. It has like swords and it's blue. I just know that she looks like a baddie, and I just know that I'm gonna be rooting for her. I hope. She's on the cover, so I hope, you know what I mean? Again, don't ask me what she's about. I just know that she's now on my TBR and she is welcomed and she is loved. Next one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I actually have the novella to this series as well. It's somewhere in here. And ask me if I've read her. I have not. I have heard that it's really good and that the audiobook to this is really good because it sort of sounds like a podcast, or maybe that's part 2. I don't know. I just know that I have the first one and then I have the novella to this. Next one is going to be Fahrenheit 451. I read this in middle school. I think I read it in middle school, and I personally liked this book a lot, but then it just never, like, I owned it at some point, and then it never came with me and through all of my moves and stuff, so I decided to just pick up the actual physical copy of this because I actually really like the story and I want to reread it. The next one that I have is actually one that I found at a Half Price Books. This one is A Woman Is No Man. I just know that this was on my TBR for a really long time on my Goodreads, and then when I found it at at Half Price, I just knew I had to pick it up. So I'm now realizing that I did end up doing a really big shopping kind of haul at Half Price because I went to a Half Price that's like far away from where I live, and they had a really good selection of books. This I also found at Half Price, and it's in 5 years. And this is, I just know I remember reading the back, and then I remember looking it up on Goodreads, and it had a pretty good rating for what it was. So I believe it's about the main character. She's a very precise person who plan out her entire life. So she has like basically her 5 years ahead already planned out, but she wakes up one morning and she is in a completely different life, married to a completely different person. And so basically like saying that, you know, in the next 5 years, not everything is going to go as planned. And so I just thought it was really interesting. I found it. Killjoy is the novella to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So this is the novella. It's literally so thin. I think it's literally like maybe 100 pages. Oh, it's 117 pages. Yeah. And then the rest of the other thickness of it, that is literally this, I think is literally like a glimpse into the other books. But yeah, this book is not long at all, and I want to read this before I get into The Good Girls Guide to Murder. I also found this at half price, and I picked it up immediately. I do have the hardcover to this, but I found this paperback cover that I don't believe is really in print anymore, because the cover that's on the hardcover is currently what's on the paperback, I believe, as well. So they don't really make this paperback cover anymore. So this one is the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, and I am obsessed with Olivia Blake. Olivia Blake is someone that I will read almost anything that she writes. This is The Dead Romantics. This is by Ashley Poston. She wrote The 7-Year Slip, and I rated The 7-Year Slip a 5, and I really loved her writing style, and I think that from what I have gathered that a lot of her novels also have like magic realism mixed with fiction and like romance, so I love both of those things and I'm obsessed with it. The next one is going to be Yolk. I found this one at half price as well. This one's Yolk, and it is also a YA about two twins that essentially grow up, or they are two completely, like, they're twins, but they're two completely different styles, different views, and like how they are, but one of them ends up getting sick, and so I think it just kind of revolves around their relationship and their bond maybe after that. Again, I'm not 100% sure. But what I also loved about this one, even if I don't end up liking the story a lot, the cover to this I think is so stinking cute. Right here you can see that they're like holding hands, and then the back of it is like them holding hands like that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, look how stinking cute this is. I'm obsessed with it. Next one is going to be Practical Magic, and I actually already have the hard copy version of this, but I thought that this cover was so stinking cute, and it's paperback. I thought it was so pretty. If you look at it, it's so nice. Like, are you kidding me? Practical Magic is one of my favorite like witch movies, and I just thought that this cover was honestly stunning, and I had to purchase it. I found this at a half price as well. I had seen this same cover but not colorful like this, so I had to purchase this one. Next one is going to be Phantasma. Phantasma is, again, a book I know very little about. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I just know that the main character's name is Ophelia, and I think that is such a beautiful name. I know I think it's a romantasy, I believe. I don't know. I also do know that I think this is going to be a trilogy or a duology. I don't think it's going to be a full complete series. Next one I had actually found at Sam's like a month ago or so because it was so cheap, and it is Yellowface. This has also been on my TBR for a very long time, and I had finally found it at Sam's. It was literally like, I think $9, and that's the cheapest I have ever seen it, and so I absolutely had to go and pick it up. Next one is going to be part of the half price haul that I purchased from. So I had seen this at half price, and I thought it was such a cool cover. This is actually the Penguins Classic cover version for this book, which is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That movie is one of my favorite movies. I am obsessed with that one, as well as Girl Interrupted, which is essentially the woman version or the female version of Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest, and it's so stinking good. And I thought this was really cool. It's just kind of like old school like newspaper comic. This is also part of the half price haul that I found at the like a store that was like super far away from me. This is called Dead of Night. I had never seen this book. I haven't really heard anything of this book ever. I just know it's about zombies, and I think what got me is that a prisoner doctor injects a condemned serial killer with a formula designed to keep his conscience awake while his body rots in the grave. But all drugs have unforeseen side effects. Before he can be buried, the killer wakes up, hungry, infected, contagious. This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but with a bite. So I just thought it was really, like, honestly, the synopsis alone got me. And I had looked it up on Goodreads, and I think it has like some good reviews or so, but I'm honestly still interested. I will say my only kind of thing with this book is that like the chapters are like this, so they don't, you know how like it ends on one page and then it'll skip to another page, even if it's like this. So then this will be over here for the next chapter. Yeah, this isn't like that. So it's just all one straight, like, all, I mean, good for them for saving up on, you know, space and trees, you know, but like, you see what I mean? Like, this is just how, there's another one that's like, see, this one's like in the middle. That one's kind of like that. So that's my only, it's not even necessarily a complaint. I just had never seen that before. So, but I bought this because this was also, I think, like $4 or $5. And so I was like, yes, absolutely. I love like anything zombie. Next book is going to be a romance, and this one is called Dating and Dating and Dragons. I think the other one is called Dungeons and Drama. This one is Dating and Dragons, and I thought the cover was super, super cute. And so it's basically a romance based off of D&D. I have personally never played D&D. I've always been interested and intrigued by it, but I don't think I have the creativity to play Dungeons and Dragons. I think I bought this one at Barnes & Noble, and as I was walking out, there was this lady who passed by me and said, oh my gosh, that book is so good, you're gonna love it. And I was holding two different books, and I said, oh, like which one? And she said, oh, the purple one, the Dating and Dragons. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, next one is going to be this one. It is Never Whistle at Night. My cats are going insane. They have the zoomies right now. This one is called Never Whistle at Night, and it is a indigenous horror book. I think I heard about this on TikTok, and I found it at Barnes & Noble. And so, you know why I bought this. You know why I bought this. Because of the cover. Because it's black, but like the background is black, but it also has like all of these creative details. And then even the back has like such creative details. And I just thought it was so cool because it's like, it's not just plants, but it's like, look at the eyes and the snake and like, I don't know. Because I got it because of the cover. I got it because it was recommended to me by my FYP. And, well, that's about it. And I found it at Barnes & Noble, and I just thought, yes. The Maidens. The Maidens is also something that's been on my FYP. I also have The Silent Patient, but I have not read it. On my TBR. Again, I just know this is like Greek mythology based. Don't ask me what it's about, because I can't tell you. Next one is going to be Mad Honey. This was actually a recommendation from my sister. She says that this book is really, really good. The Monica Cliff Notes version that I know of is a mother and her son, I think, are really close. He ends up being framed for something, and he ends up, you know, there's like evidence against him, and like, I don't know what else. That's all I got for you. I don't know. I like the cover. I think the cover's nice. I think it's really pretty. Next one is going to be The Boyfriend by Freida McFadden. I had already read this book actually, and then I went to go and buy the physical copy because I actually really enjoyed this. I did not see the twist in this one, which I thought was so much fun. I'm actually collecting her backlist, so I personally love Freida McFadden's books. But slowly but surely I will be collecting her entire backlist. I like them. I think they're good, and I'm gonna have a whole section for Miss Fadden. Okay. Next one is going to be a book that I had already actually read, The Perfect Marriage, but I think this was a buy one get one. I think it was like a buy one get one 50% off at Barnes & Noble. It was like on that table, and I personally really loved The Perfect Marriage. I thought it was so good. Geneva Rose, I think she has a really good writing style. It's also super easy. You breeze through it, and her story plots are like insane. Another one is going to be an Abby Jimenez book. I love Abby Jimenez. She's great. I read, my first one from her was Just for the Summer, and I fell in love with it. I gave it a 5 out of 5, and I hear that a lot of her writing style is the same to that book, and that a lot of her storylines are as well. As not only just the romance, but it really gets into depth of the characters and kind of like their hardships and what they go through, and like if they end up together or not. And so I thought, why not start with another popular one, which is Yours Truly. And then the last one that's going to be on the top rack up here is another one that I found at half price in that whole book haul. It is Lights Out. This one, I think I had saw that it was on, like, they were selling it for I think $8 or $9, and I thought that that was pretty cheap, that I wasn't gonna find that price for this book really anywhere else. And so I bought it, and I looked up a lot of the reviews, and it's a little bit of a hit or miss. Like, you either like it or you don't, but this is a dark romance. I believe, I just know that it's about kinks and that it's a dark romance and they use it against one another or something like that. I don't know. I just know that it's also on my TBR. If cats disappeared from the world, cats disappeared from the world, I would be very depressed. But it's a very short book. It's really, really good from what I hear. Something tells me that this is just kind of maybe don't take things for granted type thing. So I'm excited to get into this. And also, you know why I bought this. You know why I bought this. There is a black kitten on the cover. Literally. I purchased another Freida McFadden book, and I actually had already read this one as well. This one is called Never Lie. This one is really, really good. This is a Freida McFadden book that I really enjoyed. I don't think I saw the plot twist to this one. So after I read this one, I was like, okay, Miss Fadden, I see what you're doing here. This is a book that I literally just finished reading, and I purchased it in the middle of reading it because I was reading it on Kindle Unlimited. But if he had been with me, I think I rated this like a 3-star. It's a YA romance. It's written very angsty. It's an angsty teen who is trying their best to not fit in, if that makes sense. But don't get me wrong, like, she goes through hardships. She has like trauma that's happening in her life, and she's also in love at the same time, but not really sure like if the person that she's in love with loves her back, or maybe it's vice versa. I don't know. But essentially, this is like, the ending to this is pretty sad. I liked it. I thought it was good. I think I saw it at Target for like $8, so I ended up just buying it. I am bad at just buying books because I'm gonna be so honest with you, I don't really like that cover. I think it's kind of ugly, but I like the book enough to purchase it. So it's just something about a physical book, you know what I mean? This one's called Natural Beauty. I actually purchased this because yes, what's wrong? Natural Beauty. This is actually our book club pick for the month of March, and so I have to eventually read this. I couldn't find it on Kindle Unlimited, so I ended up just buying the physical copy for it, and then there's no audiobook for it. That is like free. This is the reason why I bought it, but I am really interested in this. My sister keeps saying that this is compared to The Substance, the movie. This is the only one left, and this is my first Riley Sager book that I have purchased, and I have not read this, and I'm gonna be so honest with you, don't ask me what this is about. I honestly really like the cover. It looks like a horror movie, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like it would be the cover of a horror movie. I have seen a lot of reading vlogs, like reading different Riley Sager vibes books, and they all have different reactions as to like, that one was boring, this one was good, this one, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna give it a whirl for myself, and I'm gonna see what's up. But I picked out this one specifically because it was available to me. The next one is going to be The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale, I have never seen the show. Okay, never seen the show, never read the book, but again, this was one of the books that were saying that might get banned, so I thought absolutely I'm picking this up if anything. But they said that this was this book is a little too real with a lot of the current time things that are happening with women, and so I thought, perfect. Another way to traumatize myself with another book. So this is a book that I had actually already read because this was a book club pick with my job. For the month of February, and it's called All the Missing Pieces, and I thought this book was so cute because of the pink sprayed edges specifically, and I thought the cover was pretty cute. It's really nice. I ended up reading it on Kindle Unlimited, but it's good. I liked it. I think I rated this like a 3.5 out of 5. It's about a podcaster who essentially started a podcast for missing people because her sister had gone missing, and so essentially she's trying to find the person who kidnapped her sister, along trying to help like other people with trying to unsolve their crimes as well. And so anyway, she ends up going to this small town, and she ends up falling in love with like the sheriff that's there, and the sheriff is grumpy, she's sunshine. that type of romance. So it was good. It was cute. I liked it. I thought it was cute for what it was, and I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5. This is another Geneva Rose book that I actually really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this book so much. I had read the audiobook for this like a long time ago, like last year over the summer, and I really enjoyed it because it gave me Desperate Housewives mixed with Real Housewives mixed with like drama, women drama mixed with like lies and deceit. But I think I ended up giving this like a 4 out of 5 or something like that. Next one is going to be one that I found at Half Price Books, and it is The Life of Pi. I found this, I thought it was good. Well, at least the movie was. I heard the book is better. Next one is going to be one that, again, love the book. I mean, love the movie. Am I gonna enjoy the book? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, Dune intimidates the hell out of me. You hear that? She thick. And the font is small, but the flop is flopping. You know what I mean? Like I can, you know what I mean? So honestly, I bought this one because of its features that I just mentioned, is that I really like the movies. I hear that the book is better. All right, and the next one is going to be romantic comedy. Romantic comedy, this is also something that or another book that I saw at Half Price, and like I just thought that this was like a really good cover because it's like pretty big. It's pretty wide for what it is, like, you know what I mean? And I heard good and bad things about this. I heard that some people are like, no, it's kind of boring. It wasn't really my thing. So I don't know. I think anything that has to do with a rom-com, I'm all for. I love romantic comedies. I think they're funny. I think they're cute. It takes me back to the early 2000s. And essentially, I think that's what this is. It's about a writer who writes for I think like Saturday Night Live, and then she ends up like not falling for, but falling for one of the actor or actresses or singers that is a guest on Saturday Night Live. And I said yes, absolutely, because that is a Wattpad story waiting to happen, and I'm here for it, you know what I mean? And then next is going to be The Corpse in the Closet. I'm gonna be so honest with you. You see that right there? You see that? That is why I purchased this book. Yes, ma'am. The only Lucy Score book that I have read is The Things We Never Got Over, and I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it like a 4 out of 5. I liked the spice in it. I thought it was funny. Like, I've heard that some of her other books are essentially kind of the same, and that there's a series within this. I think this is the second book. I think the first book is about the dead guy in the closet. I don't know, something like that. So the first one is Hooked. I have not read Hooked yet. I bought this at Barnes & Noble because I said, F it. I'ma just own them. Because there's something about an adult dark romance retelling of Disney villain characters that just sounds up my alley. And it's very loosely based off of these villains. So that's also like heavy to make sure to mention. But this one, Hooked, is obviously about like Captain Hook, and then I do want to own all of the other ones, but I bought this one at Barnes & Noble because I had read the other set of dark romance that I'm about to show you, and I said, I'm a dark romance girl now. So that's where this came from. So the next set of books that I'm about, so this is the novella. I have not read this yet, but this is Satan's Affair. And this is the novella to the Haunting Adeline series. And I have not read this one. I actually want to own Where's Molly as well. But I just haven't gotten around to purchasing it. So next is the Haunting Adeline series. Okay, I ended up buying these because I actually did read them. Now listen. Listen, so there's Haunting Adeline and then there's Hunting Adeline. And when they tell you that Hunting Adeline is worse than Haunting Adeline, they're not wrong. And also when they tell you that these books are, with so much respect to the author, when I say this, bad, they're not wrong. So I was so interested because this is written exactly like Wattpad. It's like if you've ever watched or read Wattpad, like fan fiction stories, these right here. Hi, so sorry. It's a little bit later in the day and there's a change of location. because the sun was going down, so the lighting wasn't all that great, but nonetheless we're going to continue because I still have a whole nother rack of books to get through. Last set of books that I was talking about were these right here, and I read these on Kindle Unlimited. They were badly good, if that makes sense. When I first started reading this one, I was a little hesitant, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I don't know what that says about me. And then it was kind of the same thing for this one, but I kind of saw this one all the way through because I had already read the first one and I was already halfway through and I was just interested. I wanted to know what was up. So I ended up buying both 1 and 2. And because I did sort of like them for what they were, I did end up buying the novella. And then there's like a second novella to a character that we meet in the second book. And I kind of want to know what is up with that one. I'm just gonna have to let it show for itself because this is the first series that I have considered buying in bulk, like in full, because of how obsessed I am with books 1 and 2, and I just know that the rest of the books are going to destroy me just as badly. And that is these. A moment of silence for my heart and my emotions for when I read books 1 and 2. Okay, these books destroyed me, okay? At least 1 and 2 did. Now, I went into the whole lore of finding out that the spines are no longer made in the color like spine. So I am very scared to order because I'm missing 4. I'm missing the 4th book, which is Keeping 6. And I want to get it in the color spine, but they no longer do that, at least with 1 and 2 for sure. So I did buy the Barnes & Noble edition of this one. I am considering buying the Barnes & Noble edition for this one as well. But just know these killed me. So then obviously I had to go buy the 3rd and, well, I thought I bought the 4th book, but this is the 5th book. I wanted to buy the 3rd and 4th and 5th book, and then the 6th book is currently still, it's coming out soon. The next book is actually one that I had already read. It's called Dinner with Vampires, or Dinner for Vampires, sorry. This is a memoir by Bethany Joy Lenz, who plays Haley in One Tree Hill. So if you're not familiar with her, she plays, she was on One Tree Hill, and while she was filming that show, she was also in a religious cult. And so her memoirs were definitely not all that big, and it was actually quite interesting. I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5. If I did have to rate it, I typically don't like to rate memoirs for the reason that it's someone's story, like it's someone's real life story, and so it feels kind of wrong rating their story of like, oh, your story was mid. So, you know, who am I to rate someone's truth, you know what I mean? But if I had to rate it to kind of give someone a perspective of like how entertaining this is, I guess, is definitely a 4.5 out of 5. It was good. I think when people hear religious cult, they think, and she says it in the book as well, she says like, oh, every time I tell people like I was in a cult, like people say, they start naming like all of these famous cults, and she's like, no, like you probably wouldn't have even heard of it. And it's true. And I think it's what's interesting about this book is that it really goes through you kind of go in with her not knowing that she's in a cult, but all of the signs are there. But I'm sure her living it at the time, like she was just kind of going with it, thinking that she was just doing her part and like, you know, doing her part in her religion that helped her kind of seek out God and things like that. But in reality, like it was just people taking advantage of her and everything. So it's a really good story. I personally liked it. I can tell why somebody would be disappointed in it because of the reason that, like, you know, people are like, oh my God, like someone famous was also like in a cult, and so they think that it's like this huge big story, but in reality, you know, it is what it is. But the cover is beautiful. I think the cover and the color of the scheme that they chose for this book is really nice. I liked it a lot. Next book is, of course, another Geneva Rose book. And the reason I bought it is, are you kidding me? Look at the cover. It is a broken VHS. This is Home is Where the Bodies Are. And this was a book club pick like a while ago, and I never really got around to reading this one. I hear it's good. I hear it's pretty decent of a story, but how I feel about Geneva Rose is that I think she writes pretty good stories. So I have not read this one. Don't ask me what it's about. Don't, because I can't tell you. No, I just know that I love the cover, I'm obsessed with it, and that I just can't wait to read it. So I actually did end up buying Sarah Adams' When in Rome series. So I have already read When in Rome, which I rated like a 4.5 out of 5. I thought this was so cute. I thought it was so romantic. It was so funny. It's a typical like Grumpy to Sunshine type of vibe, and I loved it so much. And I read this in the span of like 2 to 3 days, and I really enjoyed it. I'm currently reading, which is on my nightstand over there. It is Practice Makes Perfect, and it is the sister of the MMC that we have, When in Rome. And so she's really adorable and she's super cute. So I'm reading her story right now. And then I believe this is the, yeah, this is the other sister for the, because he has like 3 sisters in this book. And so the second book is one of his sisters. This one is the other sister. This is the most recent book in the When in Rome series, and this is the 3rd book. This is called Beg, Borrow, Steal. I also found this one, I think, at Sam's or Costco. I don't remember, or Sam's. And it was just there, and it was like $10, so I had to buy it. And I so far am loving and obsessing over Sarah Adams's writing. I think it's so cute, it's so romantic and quirky, and she knows how to write banter really well. So I bought this series. The next one is the 2nd book in the Knock 'em Out series, which is Things We Hide from the Light. I am also just obsessed with the covers. I'm obsessed with the colors, the pastels, the spring vibe of it. This is hopefully on I'm pushing this up on my TBR for the spring because I really liked the first one. I'm excited for this one. It's just, she's meaty, you know what I mean? And I also have the 3rd one. It's sitting on my bookshelf, which when I bought the 3rd one, I thought it was the 2nd one, but I found the right one. This one I got at half price, I think, for like $8. So next one is a Sophie Cousins book. It is called Is She Really Going Out With Me? Which, that sentence alone and the cover alone being so cute, bought. So I think it's just kind of like a divorcee mom going on dates who has kids, and so, like, you know. Next is Ali Hazelwood. I bought some Ali Hazelwood books because I was interested in just knowing what her writing style was like. I hear really good things about Ali Hazelwood, and I also am just obsessed with the covers. Like, again, I judge a book by its cover. I'm sorry. That's terrible, isn't it? I'm so sorry. When it comes to physical, actual books, yes, I'm a judge a book by its cover. When it comes to people, I'll make some room. You know what I mean? But I am obsessed with these covers, and I hear that it's that a lot of them are based off of just like women in STEM. Are you kidding me? So yes, I think she's a scientist, and I think she works for NASA. So I think that's super cute. The next one is going to be Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. Miss Kalila D on YouTube here. I saw one of her vlogs where she said that she ended up reading this and she is so obsessed with it. So when I saw this at half price, and I just immediately thought back to her video, and so I thought that sounds like something I would like. It's a fiction. I think she struggles with like social skills, and I think it's just kind of like her story and like how she maybe makes relationships or friendships or things like that along the way. So I'm excited to read this. I hear it's really good. So I'm going to save kind of what I think is the best one for last. So the first one, or the next one, is one that I found at half price as well. It's just Haven't Met You Yet. They also recommended, well, not recommended, but Goodreads said that they compared it to another like early 2000s rom-com, and that's all it took for me to buy it. Literally all it took. There's something about early 2000 rom-coms that I'm just so obsessed about, and I think they're all so great. Okay, they do like a accidental luggage swap or something like that at an airport, and it just sounds funny and it sounds super cute, and I said yes, putting it in the cart. The next two are ones that I found at Barnes & Noble. This was a BOGO, a buy one get one 50% off table, and this one is called The Wedding Menu, and I'm gonna be so honest with you again. Cover. I bought it because of the cover. I don't know, something about weddings. I just thought it was cute. Next one, I feel like kind of has the same vibe. A little bit. Like font, color, background color, the couple on the covers, pretty much the same. But this one is called Not in My Book, and this is Another romance book that actually my sister was reading and she said she fell in love with, and she said it was really, really good and the banter is really good. I think she's the spice in this was also pretty good. So she said she really liked it. I think it's about authors that they're both in school to become authors and that they don't like each other, but then they're forced to work with each other to write a novel. Hence, it's like a enemies to lovers type thing. All right, we are finally to our last book. And this book has, I'm really super excited to get into this book. I just don't know when, and it's going to be the spring. I just know it. And this one is called, so this is a indie. It's called Yours Unexpectedly. And this is a hardcover, but can you see this hardcover? Look how cute it is. Not only that, look at its edges. It's fortune cookies. Sorry, I don't even know if you can see that. It's literally fortune cookies. Like, look how cute that is. So we ended up going to, this is by Rachel Lewis. She is actually an author here based out of Texas, where I'm from, and she wrote a book, a romance book, and she's self-published. And so my sister and I went to a book fair where she was posted with her book. She had paperback and hardback, and the paperback was honestly so freaking cute, but I saw the hardback and I just thought it was so stinking cute, and it kind of wraps around a little bit. So it kind of like a whole kitchen scene here, and it's so stinking cute. And she wrote in it and she signed it for me. She said, "You stir my soul." It's so cute. And I'm super excited to get into this. A self-published author, so I think this is her first romance book that she wrote and published, and I'm so excited to get into this. Are you kidding me? Just one more time, look how cute this cover is. Like, are you kidding me? So stinking cute. And then the first thing I told her, I was like, I'm really interested in finding out what the fortune cookies mean in this book. And her and her husband looked at each other and they said, oh yeah, and you're gonna have a good time. So yeah, that is pretty much my collective book haul. As you can see, I think we learned a few things. Is that one, I have no self-restraint when it comes to purchasing books, but better yet, when it comes to a really good cover. I don't know what to tell you. When good covers are just that pretty, I have to purchase them, and they have to be on my shelf forever and ever. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and clicking on my video and clicking on my haul today. Feel free to leave a comment and subscribe and like this video. And until next time, I will see you then. Bye!